In today's video, we're going to be discussing the Alliance Hunt, what it is, how it works, and what is the best formation to utilize when going against the Skeleton Mages. Let's go and have a look at the Alliance Hunt and how you can maximize out on the speed it takes to defeat one of these monsters. Hey guys, Mountain here, bringing you another Learning Corner video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the Alliance Hunt, and in particular, the Skeletal Mages and the formations that you need to maximize out on the damage you can get as quickly as you possibly can. We're going to look at the rewards that you can actually get and how to set it up with the right formation. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here to the game itself, and you can see, let's just start from the beginning. You go to Event Center, Alliance Hunt. It starts off here with Individual Hunt, which is these stone sentinels. They're very easy to defeat. Every time you do a monster attack or a barbarian rally, you'll get 12 fragments. Once you get 100, you can synthesize that into a summoning scroll, summon one of these, do a rally, beat it, get rewards. What rewards can you get? You get these little bundles over here, and if you open up those, you can get noble badges, RSS, or speed ups. So nice little items. The only thing I want to say potentially here is maybe as an alliance, save up your stone sentinels and do them when everybody's online together. Even though it's very easy to defeat and you can defeat it with just 2 people, maximize out on who can actually get the rewards. So save it up. Everybody does them all at one time period, for example, and as many people as possible get the rewards from there. The second part to this is the Alliance Hunt itself, which is going to be the Skeletal Mage. Now, every time you defeat a Stone Sentinel, you're going to get points, and once you get 10 points or more, you can start summoning these Skeletal Mages, starting at easy, normal, hard, insane, and painful. I cannot stress enough how difficult this guy is going to be to defeat, even on the easy level. It's going to shock you the first time you ever try it, because you might do, for example, 20% with a march against Portal, and then you come against this guy and all of a sudden you do 2%. It's a very big difference. He's a lot more difficult to defeat, so please be prepared. Right, so what do you need in order to be prepared? Effectively, like with anything else in this game, that's PvE, that's player versus environment, which means the game itself, basically, not other players. So things like the Portal monsters, things like Golem, things like this Alliance Sentinel, they are all player versus the game. Now, in all of those scenarios, the monster you're fighting against is considered infantry. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the best things we can utilize when going against infantry. Now, we do this already with the Golem Marches in the Lunar Kingdoms, but if you're in solo, you've never potentially seen a Golem March, you don't know what that is, but we use it in this the Portal monsters as well. Basically, what you're looking for is bowmen and cavalry specifically that do boosted damage to infantry. Your infantry itself and your siege don't really do much, so they're a little bit pointless. If you've got less than 36% crit, they do come in handy, but not as much as anybody else. I'll show you that just now. But what you're essentially looking for is you're looking for your bowmen that are specifically crossbowmen, because they have an increased attack against spearmen, which means they're going to do more attacks against, or higher level of attack, which means they're going to do more actual successful hits, which means more damage, which means more kills, etc., etc. It is imperative that this is your primary focus. Your bowman, your highest tier bowman that you have available, that is also crossbowman. So tier 13, tier 11, tier 9, and then tier 6. Those are your crossbowmen on the top side of the spectrum, and that's where your majority of troops have to go into. In terms of cavalry, you're looking for heavy cavalry, because they're going to get boosted against infantry as well, not light cavalry. It has to be heavy cavalry. Okay, those are your 2 main concentration areas. If you are running with crit, you're going to want 6 formations. I would recommend 2 cavalry, 4 bowmen, the 4 that are best against infantry, or the two that are best against infantry that you've got hitting with high numbers, and then the other two hitting with lower numbers, and then two cavalry. The one that is really good against infantry is going to go obviously with much higher numbers than the other cavalry unit, or both cavalry units that go against infantry. Right, so that's the troops that you're going to actually utilize. In terms of how do you set up the march, again, like we normally do, I have a link down in the description for my KOA Ultimate document and guide. And if you download that document, this is what you're going to receive. And you're going to see these two blue tabs at the bottom over there. That's where you're really looking for today's information. And you're going to start with the Start Here button, where you're going to put in your troop capacity, your march capacity. I'm just putting 200,000 to make it simple. Could be 500,000, could be 100,000, doesn't really matter. And then you're going to select one of these two blue tabs. If you have less than 36% crit, you're going to select the one that says less than 36%. And you'll see there's a lot of different troops that you want. If you have a crit of 36% or higher, you're going to select the other one that says greater than 36%, and you'll be able to see a much smaller list. The reason being, the crit only works with 6 formations, so you have to use a lower number of troops in order to actually successfully utilize crit. But crit is going to do more damage at the end of the day than non-crit does, so you want to get there anyway. Right, so let's start with the first one. You're going to go into here if you don't have 36% or higher crit, and you're going to go to the section where it matches your highest level tier that you currently have available. So if you're T13, you'll come to this top one that says only use the below march if your highest tier is tier 13. If not, scroll down, there's 12, scroll down, 10, 11, 10, 9, 8, and 7. I think I stop at 7, yes. Okay, so depending on what tier troops you've got, you're going to select the section that applies to you. In this case, in the Solar Kingdom, I have Stronghold 29, so I have T9 is my highest tier, so I'm going to select this area here. And here's the breakdown of what I need in terms of troops, infantry, cavalry, bowmen, siege, to maximize out on the damage I can do against Portal Monster, against Golem, against Alliance mages, the skeletal mages and things like that. If I've got a crit of higher than 36%, basically the same thing, but I'm going to click here. I'm going to find the section that applies to my highest tier. So for example, again, T9, I will come here, and here is now the breakdown of what I'm going to be utilizing. You'll notice that the two bowmen that are the highest troop counts are the ones that are highly effective against infantry. So that is how you are going to break this down. Your bowmen do more damage against them than the cavalry does. If you can do an entire march formation of just bowmen, go for it. But don't put them all into one set march, meaning don't put all T13 bowmen only, 500,000 of them, because you're going to hit a maximum cap of damage you can do. Split it up and do, say, 250,000 of T13 bowmen, 200,000 of T11 bowmen, and 50,000 of T9 bowmen, for example. If you're in the Lunar Kingdoms, you have your war tombs, set all of that to bowmen, set it to bowmen and cavalry if you are utilizing both bowmen and cavalry to maximize out on your damage there. In terms of heroes in the Lunar Kingdoms, you're looking at your Dindrain and Brutus, same as you would for Golem. They're going to far outweigh anybody else. If Lady Guinevere is like 5 or 6 stars, if you've got her at 5 or 6 stars, her with Brutus would actually do better potentially than Dindrain and Brutus. But anything below the 5 or 6 stars, it's better to just use Dindrain and Brutus. Now, heroes in terms of the Solar Kingdom, there are a couple of heroes that you can completely disregard. For example, Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain is not going to help you at all because his powers are infantry based. Ishilet, Aurelius Pendragon, Yvain, they're not going to help you. King Anguish, he's not going to help you. The rest are potentially viable, depending on what you actually have got. So, for example, I would say if you take Elaine, for example, she's got this ability when Elaine of Gullo is with your troops, bowman attack is up by 31%. That's going to be fantastic because remember, your bowmen are going to do the most damage. Combine that, for example, with Oberon. That says when Oberon, Lord of Shadows, is with your troops, bowman attack plus 26%. So between the two of them, I'm getting an extra 57% into my bowman attack. So that can help you a lot. Again, depends on how far leveled up they actually are. If you take Uther, for example, Uther is useless to you in this particular case because infantry under attack, again, you're not really utilizing infantry. King Arthur is actually pretty decent. When King Arthur's soul is with your troops, all troops have a 41% chance of dealing additional damage with 150% of their base attack. So he's actually quite nice. And if we look at Gorlo, for example, Gorlo also says when Gorlo is with your troops, troop attack carries additional damage worth base attack of 21%. And then Bors the Elder, same thing. When Bors the Elder is with your troops, troop attack of plus 25%. So now these guys are going to give troop attack increases, so it's going to be cavalry and bowmen. Whereas if you're utilizing Elaine, for example, or if you're utilizing Oberon, for example, they only specifically give it to bowmen. If these guys, if Elaine and Oberon are really high leveled, much higher than these two for you, then they will be better. If these two are higher leveled than Elaine and Oberon, then they will be better for you. Another nice one to look at is Morian. When Morian, son of Aglovale, is with your troops, bowmen have a 20% chance of summoning a Desert Hawk, dealing additional damage to the enemy worth bowman base attack times 351.2% in my case, up to 800. Okay, so a 20% chance of getting a really big hit onto these guys as well. So potentially a good one to utilize, especially considering you're going to be doing a lot of rallies. So it depends on what you have currently available, but I would definitely say that of everything that is here, King Arthur, Morian, Gorlo, Bors the Elder, Oberon, Elaine are going to be your best bets, with the Red Knight coming in just behind that, because this is just for cavalry. Now remember I said to you, the other ones deal troop, which means cavalry and bowmen are getting a boost. Then I also said to you, bowmen deal more damage, so the bowmen heroes are better than the cavalry heroes in this case. And the Red Knight and Igraine are both cavalry heroes. When this Red Knight is with your troops, cavalry attack will deal additional damage with base attack up to 160%. And Igraine, when Igraine the Peerless is with your troops, cavalry attack plus 20%. So they're also not bad, but they're not going to do as well for you as the ones that give you troop boosts or the ones that give you bowman boosts. So I would say your first pick, your first best bet is going to be Gorlo and Bors the Elder together. And then after those two, I would look at King Arthur's Soul or look at Oberon and Elaine. That's going to be, in my opinion, the best heroes to actually utilize in Solar Kingdoms. Right, let's have a look quickly at what rewards you can get. So if I go back here, individual rewards, this is every time you defeat the Stone Sentinel or every time you do a Skeletal Mage, the more damage you do, you'll be able to unlock more levels of this and receive more noble badges out of it. Again here, you get this bundle which has got RSS speed ups and noble badges. Then over here, you've got, if you attack a Skeletal Mage and you win, everybody who participated in those attacks will receive these rewards here. And those in the Alliance who didn't participate, because let's just say it isn't their time, for example, these items will still be sent to them anyway. And then according to time, whoever defeats it the fastest, you will then also rank up here and you will receive these rewards based on how well you guys actually do versus the other kingdoms. And some of these prizes are really good. So for example here, 2k gold times 75. That is fantastic. 150k gold. What a pleasure. You got troop speed ups, construction speed ups, 17 noble badges, a lot of gifts to be able to give out to your players, to your top players, more noble badges, and more gem crystals. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, guys. I hope this made sense. I try to keep it as short as possible. There was a lot to cover. If you've got any questions, please drop comments down below. The link to Discord's also down below. Join Discord if you want to. Send me a message there if you want to get a hold of me urgently or something like that. Otherwise, guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And I wanted to give a big shout out to my top Patreon supporters for the month: Red, Black, We Free Men, and K. Thank you very much, guys, from the bottom of my heart. I highly appreciate it. And if anybody else wants to support this channel in any way, links to Patreon are down below. Again, clicking the like button helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Hitting subscribe and the bell notification icon helps me out in YouTube, but it also will let you know whenever I upload a new video. Right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Until the next video, be good, be well, and be safe. Bye.